Assalamualaikum and good evening. Journalistic ethics is the main cornerstone of media freedom and forms an essential foundation for building public trust in every report delivered. Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari Tun Datuk Abang Openg said freedom in news reporting cannot be exercised in absolute terms but must instead be balanced with ethical considerations, responsibility and humanitarian values. He said there are various approaches to the concept of freedom, including absolute freedom based on human rights, freedom subject to certain limits, and freedom guided by values and ethics.
This is where the media has to judge the issue of complete absolute freedom, then against limited freedom, and also within the framework of certain ethical consideration.
He said this while speaking at the opening ceremony of the Sarawak Media Conference (SMEC) 2026 here on Thursday. Commenting on the theme Trust featured at the conference, the Sarawak Premier stressed that the concept is highly significant as the relationship between the media and society is built on trust in the information conveyed.
That's why the theme is appropriate, the trust. The trust means how you can trust task given to you. And then relationship just like between the father and the children, within your constituencies, in terms of your coverage.
In another development, Datuk Patinggi Abang Zohari said Sarawak is no longer merely following the tide of the world's new economy, but is ready to become one of its leaders through human capital development, technological advancement, and the strengthening of digital infrastructure to support the industries of the future. Sarawak, he explained, has prepared itself to become a leader through the development of carbon capture, utilization and storage (CCUS) technology, free tertiary education, and the development of a data ecosystem based on space technology.
Sarawak is ready for the new economy, and we are equipping our young, the student, to do the task of this complex economic development.
He said Sarawak also holds great potential as CCUS hub owing to the presence of geological formations suitable for carbon storage. As such, he said the state government has urged the federal government to establish a comprehensive legal framework to enable the transport of carbon dioxide from developed nations into Sarawak for safe and sustainable storage purposes. Besides strengthening human capital development and green technology, Sarawak is also expanding its capabilities in data management through the development of space technology.
We are even preparing to have our own data from the cloud, that is from the low orbit, and we are preparing to launch our own satellite, Sarawak satellite, by 2030 to low Earth orbit, so that you can retrieve right data from the cloud, and there you can develop in terms of advancement in our knowledge.
He said the state government is targeting the launch of a Sarawak satellite into low Earth orbit by 2030 to enable data to be obtained directly in support of development planning, research and technological advancement. Meanwhile, water security is now among the most critical issues at the global level, requiring cross-border cooperation, innovation and collective action to ensure sustainable development and economic resilience. The Sarawak Premier said climate change, rapid urbanization, population growth and rising demand for water continue to place pressure on water supply systems around the world.
These challenges demand stronger partnership, bold innovation and collective action, where BIWWEC is one of the key regional platforms that bring together policymakers, practitioners, researchers, industry leaders and exhibitors to exchange knowledge, foster collaboration and in turn ideas into practical solutions for more resilient and sustainable water future.
He said this when officiating the BIWWEC 2026 at the Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching, BCCK on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Sarawak Minister for Utility and Telecommunication, Dato Sri Julahi Narawi, in his welcoming remarks, said water must now be viewed as a strategic resource that underpins public health, economic development, environmental sustainability and community well-being. He said Sarawak is also actively positioning Kuching as a regional hub for water innovation, sustainability and knowledge exchange, in line with the state's success in securing the hosting rights for the International Water Association (IWA) World Water Congress and Exhibition 2028.
To deliver on a climate-ready water future, we need meaningful partnership that cross borders and bring together government, industry and educational institutions, development partners and communities to co-create practical and sustainable solutions. And in the coming days, a delegate will take part in technical conferences, technology exhibition, knowledge sharing session and networking engagement that will showcase innovative solutions and best practices from across the region and beyond. BIWWEC is where ideas turn into partnership and partnership turn into meaningful action.
He said BIWWEC 2026 theme, Global Partnership for a Climate-Ready Water Future, serves as an important platform bringing together governments, utility companies, industry players, researchers and communities to strengthen cooperation in addressing water security challenges. In a related development, Sarawak is planning to turn water into a new export commodity after 2030 through the use of river water purification technology as the next step following the completion of the state water supply grid capable of providing full water coverage to the whole of Sarawak. Dato' Patigi Abang Zohari said the state enjoys a natural advantage through its extensive network of rivers, and this resource can be harnessed using water purification technology before being exported to countries in need of water supply.
And with the new technology to purify our water system through our rivers, we will export our water. And that becomes a sharing commitment between the developing countries, and we hope it has an impact on the whole economy of the region. Therefore, it is Sarawak's ambition not only as a hub of energy, but as a hub of water supply to move the economy, at least for the ASEAN region. And that is where our future is. With that,
He added that water has now become a crucial component in modern economic development, including the artificial intelligence (AI) industry, particularly for data center cooling needs, which require simultaneous supplies of energy and water. Speaking at a press conference, the Premier said Sarawak has an advantage due to its abundant river water resources, which can be treated using the latest technology. He said the state government is currently studying the potential of building a dedicated water treatment plant at one of the state's major rivers, with the Sadong, Saribas, Batang Lupa and Semarahan rivers to be assessed for their potential to produce high-quality water supply for export purposes. On the export target, Datuk Patinggi Abang Zohari revealed that the government is unable to disclose the country that will become the first destination, as negotiations are still ongoing.
I can't disclose at the moment because there is a negotiation now going on. I can't disclose. Sorry, that one I can disclose. But there is a move, an attempt, a move to consider air as another export commodity for us. Ada je income sedikit ada. Okay. Terima kasih. This is something new. In this region, it's something new. This is something new.
Sarawak has stressed the importance of establishing a regulatory framework for the cross-border transport of carbon dioxide to support the development of the carbon capture, utilisation and storage CCUS industry following a rise in applications from foreign companies seeking to store carbon in the state. The Sarawak Premier said he raised the matter while attending the National Energy Council meeting number 1 of 2026, chaired by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim in Kuala Lumpur on Wednesday morning. He said among the key issues raised was the need to establish a regulatory framework governing the cross-border transport of carbon dioxide, given that Sarawak is currently receiving applications from several companies in Japan and Singapore to store carbon in the state.
Kerana kita telah menerima permohonan ataupun application untuk beberapa syarikat daripada Jepun, Singapura untuk menyimpankan karbon di Sarawak. Kita ada tempat CCUS reservoir, dan karbon ini ada juga negara they have to transfer kepada Sarawak. Umpamanya daripada Jepun, macam syarikat Sumitomo, dia hendak menyimpankan karbonnya di perairan Sarawak, but there is no regulatory framework macam mana nak membawakan karbon di sini. Jadi ini adalah satu-satu isu yang baru yang saya kemukakan kepada kerajaan Persekutuan.
Datuk Patinggi Abang Zohari added that Sarawak already has laws relating to CCUS, but coordination with the federal government is needed to enable the cross-border carbon transport process to be carried out in an orderly manner. He said this coordination is important given that Sarawak has substantial carbon storage capacity and is increasingly drawing the attention of international companies. He explained that the development of the CCUS industry has the potential to open up new economic opportunities capable of generating added value for Sarawak. In another development, Sarawak Water has launched its first premium bottled drinking water brand, Orkid, as part of the organization's transformation towards becoming a financially sustainable water utility, while also introducing the product as the official water brand to be used on AirBorneo flights. The brand launch was officiated by the Sarawak Premier in conjunction with the Borneo International Water and Wastewater Exhibition and Conference BIWWEC 2026 at the Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching, BCCK on Wednesday. According to a Sarawak Water statement, the launch of Orkid marks the organization's first commercial diversification initiative, forming part of a long-term strategy to strengthen financial resilience while continuing to provide safe, reliable and sustainable water supply services to the people of Sarawak. The initiative reflects Sarawak Water's aspiration to demonstrate that a modern public utility can innovate, diversify its revenue streams and create sustainable value without neglecting its core responsibility of serving the public. Notably, the Sarawak Premier told reporters at a press conference that Orkid-branded drinking water will be used on AirBorneo flights as a distinctive identity for Sarawak's own airline.
Sekarang tadi saya diberi kehormatan untuk melancarkan produk baru air Sarawak Water dengan jenama Orkid. Dan air ini akan digunakan dalam AirBorneo. dalam AirBorneo dengan jenama Orkid. Jadi kapal terbang kita berlainan pada orang lain lah. It's original air daripada Sarawak.
The statement further noted that revenue generated through the initiative will be channeled back into investment in water infrastructure development, digital innovation, operational excellence and improved customer service. Freedom of expression cannot be separated from a sense of responsibility and must move in tandem with the nation's core values to ensure social stability continues to be preserved. Deputy Minister in the Sarawak Premier's Department, Corporate Affairs, Information and UKAS and Chairman of the Sarawak Media Conference ASMEC 2026 Organising Committee, Dato' Abdullah Saidul, said that in a multiracial society such as Malaysia, the spread of unverified information is rarely harmless as it can trigger sensitivities and undermine national harmony.
In a vibrant multiracial society like Malaysia, unverified half-cooked news is rarely harmless. Left unchecked, a reckless, racially charged post can quickly inflame sensitivities, tearing at our delicate national harmony. True freedom of speech cannot exist without corresponding sense of responsibility. It must coexist with our core national values.
He said this while delivering his welcoming remarks at the opening ceremony of ASMEC 2026, officiated by the Sarawak Premier, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari Tun Dato' Abang Openg at the hotel here on Thursday. Dato' Abdullah said the principles of the Rukun Negara, particularly the rule of law as well as courtesy and morality, must continue to serve as a guide in every dissemination of information. He also stressed that efforts to safeguard unity are not the responsibility of the government alone, but require the cooperation of all parties to prevent digital platforms from being misused in ways that could spark division. Meanwhile, he said media and communications practitioners must continue to prioritize the dissemination of accurate, verified and responsible information so that public trust in institutions and national harmony continue to be preserved. And that's the English edition with me, Didi Nursyafika. More news can be found in our official portal, ukas.sarawak.gov.my and social media platforms including Facebook and YouTube. Ending the UKAS bulletin with footage of the opening ceremony of ASMEC 2026, officiated by Sarawak Premier at the hotel here on Thursday. #Sarawak Informasi Rakyat. Have a good night.